Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So let's now delve into it. So Paul Pogba and also to Bruno Fernandes have been given new positions by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now it has confirmed that Paul Pogba will be our new number 10. Paul Pogba has been deployed in number 10 several occasions during his Manchester United career. So Paul Pogba will be playing just behind the central striker, and he will be playing in front of Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, that's been confirmed. Bruno Fernandes will be deployed in the number 8 and that. And obviously, McTominay will be the holding midfielder. But I did say, didn't I, our first choice midfield trio will be Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes and Scott McTominay. So this is a decision that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has made. Don't forget, we were supposed to be playing Carrington yesterday in a practice match against Stoke, but it had been cancelled because I think, was it one of the Stoke players that got tested positive for coronavirus and that. So yeah. Like I said, Bruno Fernandes, he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. I think so far he has got 3 goals and 4 assists for the football club. We did get Bruno Fernandes in a deal worth around £65 million with add-ons included. And I think when he signed for the football club in January, Bruno Fernandes signed a 5.5-year deal. But yeah, definitely Bruno Fernandes has made a difference in the team. And I did say, didn't I, the signing of Bruno Fernandes has saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United, definitely in that. And so far at Man United, he's replicated, what he did at Sporting Lisbon. I also want to say as well, Bruno Fernandes played as a number 8 a lot during his time with Sporting Lisbon. Bruno Fernandes played in Italy when he was a lot younger than that. So there you go. But I think Bruno Fernandes anyway is key to Paul Pogba's future. Because, if Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes can form a good midfield partnership, then I think, Paul Pogba can commit his long-term future with the football club, and he could end up signing a new long-term contract at Manchester United. Now, I think it did recently say that we have been in negotiations over extending Paul Pogba's contract at the football club. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's got a year left on his Manchester United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. We'll probably trigger that 1-year extension on his contract anyway. Paul Pogba's. Don't forget, Paul Pogba has only played 8 times this season for the football club. His appearances have been limited due to his injuries. The last game Paul Pogba did play was our 4-1 win against Newcastle, and the last time he started from the start was back in September and that. So reflects on that, I haven't really had a perception on Paul Pogba throughout the course of this season, but he is now back from his ankle injury, and he has been doing really, really well in training. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing Paul Pogba, play in the first game back against Tottenham. It's going to be interesting to see how he performs alongside Bruno Fernandes in our midfield, because Solskjaer's been working out how Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes can play together in our midfield. But I've got to make an admission, that's probably the best midfield in the Premier League, to be quite honest with you. But I think now Paul Pogba's future has been resolved, because Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. Don't forget, there's been a lot of narratives in the mainstream media, linking him with a move back to Juventus. Like I said before, Paul Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. But to be honest with you, the vast majority of his performances at Man United have been totally comparison to his ones at Juventus. Obviously, he's been relentlessly linked to a move to Real Madrid as well. Obviously, last summer, Real Madrid were relentlessly linked to him. And Paul Pogba was talking a lot about Real Madrid last year, about his plans of playing under Zinedine Zidane. The main explanation why his move to Real Madrid didn't materialise last summer was reflecting on the substantial amount we put on him, because we said last summer we wanted £180 million for Paul Pogba. But Pogba did say last summer that I wanted to leave Manchester United because he was seeking for a new challenge. And he didn't only say he wanted to leave, he publicly admitted that he wanted to leave the football club. And he also did say earlier on this year that he told his teammates that he wanted to leave Manchester United and that. Real Madrid, may not be making any signings in the summer transfer window anyway, due to the finances. I think Real Madrid's players have had to take pay cuts and all of that. Real Madrid, did sign around 6 players last summer and spent nearly £300 million. Of course, they got Eden Hazard, they got Luka Jovic, they got Rodrigo, they got Ferland Mendy, they got Eden Militao and all of that. But they did say they're looking to do more business in the summer transfer market. They're also looking to offload players as well at Real Madrid. They're looking to offload players as well. They're looking to get rid of Gareth Bale. They're looking to get rid of James Rodriguez. Karim Benzema, he's coming to an end of his footballing career. Eden Hazard, Dani Ceballos are looking to get rid of him on a permanent transfer. So there you go. Paul Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, has been in the process of trying to get his client a transfer away from Man United completed, at least in the last couple of years. But we believe Mini Raiola is the only one that wants Pogba to leave the football club. Obviously, Mini Raiola's held talks with Juventus. Also, Real Madrid have held secret talks with Mini Raiola. We've been very, very critical of Mini Raiola, reflecting on some of the comments he has said since the turn of the year. I also do believe earlier on this year that Ed Woodward was talking with Mini Raiola. Don't forget as well, swap deals have been high on the agenda. Like I said, Juventus have tried to offer a few of their players to try and get Paul Pogba. Said the other week that Real Madrid had offered up to 4 of their players to try and get Paul Pogba. Because obviously, swap deals are very, very rare in the modern game. They're very, very rare in the modern game and that. But we've already confirmed anyway that Paul Pogba's not for sale. We do value Paul Pogba in the 140 odd, or is it the 150 odd million pound range? And I did say, if we did sell Paul Pogba, it would be very imperative that we got more for him than what we paid for him. Because, we did pay £89 million in from Juventus. So, as it stands at the moment, he is our most expensive signing. He's also one of the highest paid players at the football club because in his current contract at the moment, Pogba's on around 290 grand a week. 290 grand a week and that. But yeah, Paul Pogba now wants to stay at Manchester United. Because for a long time, it didn't really mention Paul Pogba wanting to stay at the football club. It's obviously, mentioned like Solskjaer wants him to stay at the club and that because maybe Solskjaer believes he's a foreseeable future for Man United and that. But obviously, revert back before the football season got suspended. Solskjaer did say in his press conference prior to the last game that, he said that Paul Pogba will remain at Man United next season. And Paul Pogba did say before that he's interested in staying at the football club. But, we actually got Bruno Fernandes in January as the replacement for Paul Pogba because it was looking likely then that Pogba was going to be departing the football club. And there has been a few players in our agenda, who could replace him if he would have left. But he's staying now anyway, by the looks of things. Don't forget, PSG have been in for him in recent weeks. There was stories stemming from League 10 Sport the other week saying that Pogba's open to making a move to PSG. Barcelona have also been in for him before as well. So there you go. I think the best we saw of Paul Pogba under Solskjaer was in that 3-month period when Solskjaer was the interim manager. Obviously, Paul Pogba enjoyed a very, very difficult time under the Jose Mourinho era. And, of course, when Jose Mourinho got sacked after 2.5 years, Paul Pogba got one of his best wishes. Pogba so far has won 2 trophies at the football club. And that was the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. I think Pogba scored, is it just over 30 goals in 150 odd appearances or something like that for the club. You can say in reality that we made a mistake by getting rid of Pogba when he was younger because we did have him when he was younger under the Alex Ferguson era. But, we had to let him go due to limited appearances. Paul Pogba, of course, has received a lot of criticism since he rejoined the club. His biggest critics throughout the course of this season have been Roy Keane and Graham Souness, and reflect on that, some people have advised Paul Pogba to leave, Manchester United and that. But yeah, give him another season at least, see how things plan out. If it doesn't work out, that's when I would offload Paul Pogba. That's when I really, really would offload him. But he's just had such a long running transfer saga. So yeah. So anyway, that is the news on all of that. Now I just want to delve into some news on Anthony Martial. So, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer claims that Anthony Martial has endured his best season as a Manchester United player, and Solskjaer insists that Martial has been better under his guidance than what he was under Jose Mourinho. Now, like I said, I think Martial's really, really improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he was in a good vein of form before the football season got suspended. I think Martial's got 19 goals in all competitions this season. Don't forget this season, Anthony Martial has been playing in that number 9 role. To be quite honest with you, he seems very effective in that number 9 role. Obviously, the number 9 is centrally. But Martial doesn't predominantly play centrally. He predominantly plays out wide on the left. He mainly, plays as the number 11 does Anthony Martial. Because in his four previous seasons prior to this one, he has been playing out wide. This has been Martial's 5th season at Manchester United. So he has been a long-serving player for the football club. Don't forget last year, Martial signed a 5-year contract with Manchester United to keep him under contract with the football club until 2024. I've got to be honest with you, I think one of the best seasons Anthony Martial endured was his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Because, we did get Anthony Martial as a 19-year-old. We paid around £36 million for him from Monaco. But I think it did say potentially rising up to 57 or 58 million based on goals and achievements. Anthony Martial. And he has been subjected to transfer speculation in the past. Don't forget Arsenal that have been in for him. And don't forget, Martial has sustained quite a few injuries this season. So that's obviously, had a really bad effect on him now. But the good news is now that Anthony Martial is back. But I think we'll probably keep Martial in that central role. Well, actually, maybe we could put him back out wide. I don't know, to be quite honest with you. Because obviously, you've got Marcus Rashford as well that can play centrally. And Rashford can play out wide. But actually, Rashford seems more effective from that wide position. But actually, Rashford, could play centrally, when the season does resume. So yeah, so Solskjaer claims Martial's having his best season, so that is the latest news on that. You saw my videos that I did yesterday. Obviously, the one that I did yesterday night. I give you the news on Daniel James, didn't I? Reportedly now, Manchester United have got no intentions of letting Daniel James go out on loan. With no intentions of letting him go out on loan. Because there was actually no stories coming from the Sun recently saying that Man United will loan Daniel James out if we do sign Jadon Sancho in the summer transfer window. Of course, Jadon Sancho is one of our priority targets. He was our number 1 priority target for so long, but now he's no longer our number 1 priority target because we have confirmed that Jack Grealish is now our number 1 priority target in that. But like I said, Jadon Sancho's a right winner. And of course, Daniel James for the vast majority of this season's been playing on that right wing, even though he's supposed to be more effective from the left-hand side. So if we got Sancho, then maybe James could find game time difficult and that. But yeah, it did say, from the Sun, we're going to loan him out if we sign Sancho, but we're going to offer him a new contract, reflecting on his good performances for Man United. And this has been Daniel James's first season with Manchester United, and I've got to make an admission, he has been a revelation. Like I said, I think Daniel James has played around 37 games in all competitions this season. Of course, we did get him from Swansea last summer for around £15 million, so he was a cheap solution. Of course, James did sign a 5-year contract with an option of a further year. I think James did make his professional debut for Swansea in 2018, and he's only very, very young, is Daniel James. Don't forget, James was very, very close to joining Leeds United. I think, did he have his medical and that? But, Swansea pulled out right at the final hurdle and that. But yeah, he's done very, very well. And Daniel James, of course, was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first signing. And yeah, so he's now probably set to stay at Manchester United, is Daniel James. But I think we've overplayed him, to be quite honest with you. Also, too, yesterday, I give you the news on Jude Bellingham and Jadon Sancho, because there were stories coming out saying that we are leading the race for Jadon Sancho and Jude Bellingham. Obviously, Chelsea now have come to accept the fact that, we'll probably end up signing Jadon Sancho. So Chelsea are no longer in now for Jadon Sancho. By the way, Jadon Sancho is the third player who's valued the most, I think, in world football. I think by CIES, he's valued at around £160 million. And there's been stories coming out saying that if we sign Jadon Sancho, we could save millions. Obviously, Borussia Dortmund still remain ruthless over their valuation. They still want at least £100 million for Sancho. We've said on quite a few, well, we said quite a lot, should I say, that we are not willing to smash our transfer record for Jadon Sancho. Don't forget Sancho, was it last week or earlier on this week? He'd got fined by the German Football League for that haircut picture. Obviously, Emre Can told Sancho to grow up regarding that, because I don't think, Sancho's liked this. He's actually, said it was an absolute joke and all of this. But yeah, so we are still looking, to get Jadon Sancho on the board. Like I said, Madrid have been in for Sancho, but he said Madrid are planning to sign him next summer. There's still some reports saying that Liverpool are in for him. It said reportedly back in February we had a £125 million bid turned down for him. There were stories coming out the other week saying that we could offer, a choice of 5 players to Borussia Dortmund, so we can get Jadon Sancho. I don't think a swap deal will happen of us getting Sancho. I think it'll just be a straight cash deal, to be quite honest with you. But there you go. Bellingham, reportedly now, yeah, we are leading the race for Jude Bellingham. You already know the news on him. Obviously, Pep Cloytek, the Birmingham boss, did make an admission, was it on Monday, and announced that he will be leaving Birmingham City at the end of the season. So reflects on that, we think now we've got a great chance of getting Jude Bellingham. You've had Jude Bellingham's father that has urged him to join Borussia Dortmund instead, of Manchester United. There was reports stemming from the German press not too long ago saying that Jude Bellingham's agreed to join Dortmund. He's agreed to join Dortmund, and he has rejected a move to Manchester United. But he did say back in March that Borussia Dortmund were the favourites to sign Jude Bellingham. I think it's been confirmed that Jude Bellingham will stay at Birmingham for the remainder of the season, but he is expected to leave at the end of the season. He did say when Bellingham's 17, he should be signing that professional contract, because at the moment Jude Bellingham's on £145 a week, so it is a scholar contract that he's on. Don't forget, back in March, Jude Bellingham had visited our Carrington training ground. Obviously, told talks with Ferguson, and Ed Woodward had negotiations with his parents. So there you go. So that did, fuel quite a lot of speculation up. Like I said, this has been his first full season in the senior squad with Birmingham, Jude Bellingham's, because he became youngest player to represent Birmingham. He made his debut at the age of 16 years and 38 days. We've already made a promise to Bellingham if he signs for the club that we are willing to offer him a senior role. We must offer the full cash amount up front if we are to get Jude Bellingham. This is what Birmingham have confirmed. It came out from the Birmingham Mail yesterday saying that Birmingham could demand 3 of our 3 players on loan from us, so we can get Jude Bellingham. So yeah, so we are leading the race for them. So that's what I was negotiating with you about yesterday. But like I've said, I think, we can enjoy the perfect summer transfer window. I really, really do. Because there's actually, going to be a lot of our rivals, top 6 rivals, that are not going to be in the transfer market. City are probably not going to be in the transfer market. City have got loads of money. But obviously, they've got that, European ban from the Champions League, don't forget, for the next 2 seasons. By the way, I think their appeal goes through, doesn't it? Or is it already been done? I haven't really delved into that. Tottenham, Daniel Levy doesn't like to spend a lot of money. Liverpool, I heard they're not going to be making any signings in the summer transfer window. Arsenal, their players have had to take pay cuts, so they may not make any signings in the summer transfer window. So obviously, us and Chelsea are looking to make transfer moves to compete with the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City. Because analysing it at the moment, Liverpool are strides ahead of us and Man City are strides ahead of us. To be fair to Chelsea, they've done good business so far. Obviously, Frank Lampard's their manager. Obviously, Chelsea did sign Hakim Ziyech in February from Ajax for around 37 or was it 38 million pounds. They're on the verge of getting Timo Werner from RP Leipzig. He's also a very, very good signing for Chelsea because Chelsea have been in search for a striker. They have been in search for a striker because the only fit striker they've got at the moment is Olivier Giroud. Chelsea are going to get Werner for around 53 or 54 million because that's his release clause in his RP Leipzig contract. So yeah. And it did say, last week that Chelsea had offered Werner around a 5-year contract worth around £200,000 a week and that. But yeah, I'm very, very surprised that he's going to Chelsea because at one point it was looking likely he was going to Liverpool. But the main explanation for why he hasn't gone to Liverpool is because, Liverpool was saying they're going to try and sign him next summer instead of this summer transfer window. He says Liverpool, by the way, only value Timo Werner at around £30 million. But I think in reality, Werner's worth around 90 or 100 million pounds. So 53 or 54 million is definitely a cheap solution in that. So that's looking like Werner's going to be Lampard's second signing as Chelsea manager. They're obviously now in for Kai Havertz. Ben Chilwell from Leicester is their number one priority target now. He's a left back. Chelsea have obviously already got 2 players from Leicester, and that's N'Golo Kante and Danny Drinkwater. So I think Chelsea are going to do very, very well in the summer transfer window. I think, they're going to recruit more players in. Chelsea, of course, are going to get rid of players as well. So there you go. But yeah, I think, Man United can get the players that they want to get in the summer transfer window. And as you all know, Solskjaer's already revealed his plans for the summer transfer window. Manchester United are looking to sign players in Solskjaer's image and his coaching staff as well. Don't forget though, Solskjaer recently warned our players that he will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad. So Solskjaer did say he will avoid buying rotten apples in the squad and that. But I think he insists at the moment there is no rotten apples in the Manchester United squad. So Solskjaer basically wants to recruit players in with good personalities, and this is what is already confirmed. And a lot of people do like his transfer strategy because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does want to continue the policy of recruiting young British talents to Manchester United like he did do last summer. The summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager and his 2nd summer transfer window because in total at the moment Solskjaer's enjoyed 3 transfer windows at the football club and spent just over £200 million on 5 players. He got these 5 players in the 2 previous windows because in his first transfer window, he didn't recommend anyone in. Last summer, Solskjaer recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. They've all done really, really well. And also, too, in January, he got Bruno Fernandes in and Odi Ighalo in. Of course, we got Odi Ighalo on loan. So, obviously, so far, Solskjaer's made 4 permanent signings in that. And I've said, I've seen improvements under Solskjaer. Like I said, we've improved in the transfer market and there's a lot of players that have definitely improved under Solskjaer. We've done very, very well against the Big Six sides this season. We've taken like 17 points against the Big Six sides this season. So I've definitely, seen improvements. And I think, there's things that Solskjaer's changed since he became Man United manager. And he was talking about what has changed at Man United since he replaced Jose Mourinho back in December 2018 and all of that. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer approaches the summer transfer window. He does want to make around 3 or 4 signings in the summer transfer window, because he believes we need around 3 or 4 signings to become title contenders next season. Because this has been the 7th season now we failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. And that just indicates how inconsistent we've been for the last 7 years. Of course, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. The last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. So we want to get back, to where we want to be. We really, really do. And obviously, Solskjaer's already identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. Obviously, he wants to recommend a right winger in. He wants to recommend a midfielder in. He also wants to recommend a centre-half in, even though we have got a lot of centre-halves in the team and that. I don't think we're interested now in recommending a striker in. The main explanations is because we want to see how Mason Greenwood develops. Plus, obviously, it got confirmed the other week that Odin Ighalo had extended his loan at the football club. He extended his loan until the end of January 2021, so Ighalo's going to be here for a further 7 months. We paid just over £10 million to Shanghai Shenhua to extend Odin Ighalo's loan at Manchester United. And like I said, Ighalo's had a good start to his Man United career. He's doing very, very well before the football season got suspended. I think he's got 4 goals in 8 appearances so far. Obviously, he'll get his chances, but he may not get as many starts now because obviously, Marcus Rashford is back from his back injury and that. So there you go. But Solskjaer knows he's got the backing of Ed Woodward, because Ed Woodward has said on quite a few occasions this season he is willing to back Solskjaer, and he's also assured that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe. Also, too, the Glazers are willing to back Solskjaer as well. You've had Ed Woodward that's been at the club since 2012. It's now 2020, so this has been Ed Woodward's 8th year at Man United. And we have been very, very critical of Ed Woodward. The main explanations why we've been critical of him is reflecting how poor our recruitment policy's been. With us overpaying for players, because we have overpaid for players in recent years. Paid 75 million for Lukaku, 89 million for Pogba, 80 million for Harry Maguire, 50 million pounds for Fred. So we are known for overpaying for players. And plus, his poor selection of managers as well. This is why Ed Woodward's been criticised. Because 3 managers have been sacked since the Alex Ferguson era. And of course, that was David Moyes. He endured 9 months at the club. Louis van Gaal got sacked. He endured 2 years at the club. We did win the FA Cup under the Louis van Gaal era. And Jose Mourinho got sacked, after he endured 2.5 years at the club. But he did win the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season at Manchester United. The Glazers have also been very, very critical of them. They've been here 15 years of the Glazers. I think it did say we paid approximately 1.5 billion, for the privilege of being owned by the Glazers. I think it said a while ago that they've received nearly £200 million. But I've been very, very critical of Solskjaer for the vast majority of this season. I've been very, very critical of him. Obviously, of how inconsistent we have been for the vast majority of this season. I've been critical of him, with some of the decisions he has made in certain games and that. But, I am still willing to back him. And I think, he does deserve at least another season at Manchester United because, like I mentioned, he's still in the process of rebuilding and it is a transition period. And like Solskjaer revealed at the beginning of the year, he's hopeful, that we can get through this transition period and that. I think, I'll credit Solskjaer, he's promoted the youth very, very well because the young players have been given their chances this season. Greenwood's done well and Brandon Williams and that's done well. But there's some young players' appearances that have been limited, so they have found game time difficult, You've had Tahith Chong, his appearances have been limited. You had James Garner, his appearances have been limited. You've had Angel Gomez, his appearances have been limited in that. So, there you go. And like I said, Solskjaer has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the football club. We have seen a total of 19 players leave the club, since Solskjaer came in. And of course, Solskjaer's planning to get rid of more of the deadwood in the summer transfer window. So obviously, we'll get rid of players in the summer transfer window. We're going to generate more money there. We're going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window and that. Don't forget there were stories coming out the other week saying that we'd taken a £140 million loan, from our 150 million revolving credit facility to help us get through the coronavirus crisis and to also help us get the right calibre players in to the football club and that. So there you go. But yeah, Solskjaer's been here a year and a half now, including the 3 months when he was the interim manager. Like I said, the football season's back next week. Starts on the 17th of June. We play Tottenham on the 19th of June. It's our first game back, and I'm very convinced we can beat Tottenham. So Solskjaer's looking to beat Tottenham for the 3rd time as a manager because he's already beaten them twice. And he's looking to beat Jose Mourinho for the 2nd time as a manager because he's already overcome Jose Mourinho once. You know, I think Solskjaer's got an idea now of what his best 11 is. So it's going to be interesting to see what 11 Solskjaer goes with against Tottenham. Also, I think he's got an idea of what formation he's going to go with as well. Solskjaer has been changing formation persistently this season. You know, he's been going like with a 4-2-3-1 a few times gone with a 4-3-3. A few times he's also, you know, gone with 3 at the back. From my own perception, you know, we'll look more expansive with 3 at the back and that. You know, so it's going to be interesting to see how Solskjaer approaches the game against Tottenham. We want to continue where we left off because before the football season got suspended, we was in a good vein of form. Don't forget, we are unbeaten in our last 11 games in all competitions and that. But, you know, Solskjaer's revealed his plans, you know, ahead of the Premier League restart. You know, so there you go. There's decisions, obviously, you know, Man United have got to make. You know, we've got to make a decision on Angel Gomez's future. We've got to, obviously, you know what's happening with Diego Dalot and all of that. You know, Solskjaer, I think, is determined to keep Dalot. We know David De Gea is going to remain our number 1 goalkeeper. Obviously, you know, I probably think Luke Shaw's going to remain our first choice left back for the remainder of the season, but he does face competition from Brandon Williams and all of that. You know, I think Lindelof now he's facing competition from Bay and Tuanzebe because obviously, you know, Bay and Tuanzebe are now back. But it's obviously, you know, Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof that are our first choice centre halves. Like I said, we've got the top 4, you know, to look at, you know, when the season resumes because that's a priority for us. Obviously, you know, the FA Cup and the Europa League's a priority for us because that's a chance for us getting some silverware on the board under Solskjaer and that. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.